Good evening, and welcome to Black Mental Health is Black Health. I am your host, Bronwyn Lucas, and I'm excited to be with you again tonight. We have two more broadcasts this year, and then I'm taking a 2 week hiatus, and we'll come back in January full force with some exciting guests and ready to just get things underway. If you've ever been with us before, you know we start off by breathing it in. Why do we do that? For those who are new, we take deep, cleansing breaths to remind us how simple it is to decompress and to just do what you need to do to make yourself feel a little better for the day, no matter what is going on. So here's how it works. I will do a slow count of 4, and you will breathe in as I count to 4, and you'll breathe out. If you've never done it, and even if you've done it before, lightly place your hands on your stomach. You should breathe in so deeply that you will feel your stomach expanding. That means air is not just stopping at your chest, but you're breathing in deeply. So let's do 3 deep breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. One more. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Just some deep, cleansing breaths that will allow you to just decompress and feel good for the day. That's my hope, that's my goal for you. Well, tonight, if you've seen the topic title, is Proper Performance Prevents Proper Preparation. Oh my gosh, I realized I said it wrong. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So as you are properly preparing for things, it enhances your ability to have a good performance. And after all, who wants a poor performance? Now is the time we come to the end of the year and we begin thinking about, what do I want to do differently next year? What do I want for next year? And I don't mean by way of resolutions. I mean by way of saying, just where am I and where do I want to be? So we're looking tonight at who do you want to be in 2023? And so I have a few things for us to consider. 6 things you need to put aside and 6 things you might need to pick up. Not all of them will hit everybody, but man, maybe 1 or 2 put asides or pickups will be something you need to consider. The first thing I want to think about putting aside is procrastination. Now, I know that's not everybody out there, but there are many of us who procrastinate. It's like, see, I was thinking about doing it. I'm going to do it. I'll get to it tomorrow. Well, that might have been a couple of months ago, and tomorrow has not happened yet. What is procrastination? I looked up some interesting definitions, and one says it is the act of unnecessary postponing decisions or actions. Ooh, listen to that again. The act of unnecessarily postponing decisions or actions. Sometimes we procrastinate unnecessarily because we don't want to make the decision. We don't want to do what we might need to do. It's just a little too much. So we just don't do it. Sometimes life gets in the way, because the other definition of procrastination is it is the act of delaying or putting off tasks until the last minute or past deadlines. Some researchers define procrastination as a form of self regulation failure characterized by irrational delays of tasks despite potentially negative consequences. That's a mouthful. Self regulation, let's break that down, is ability to do what you need to do, regulate your own life to do what you need to do in a productive manner. So it's saying that procrastination is a form of self-regulation failure. You're not able to regulate your own self to get done what you need to do. And it's characterized by irrational delay of tasks despite potential negative consequences. Sometimes we do procrastinate. And we know if I don't do this, such and such will happen. And whatever that such and such is not a good thing. But it doesn't stop you from procrastinating because you just can't get it done for whatever reason. Um, So yeah, procrastination not a good thing on any level. But do we do it? Yeah, we do. Um, so put aside the procrastination. One of the things is figure out for you if you're a procrastinator, what's causing you to procrastinate? Why am I avoiding it? And it may not be one global thing. I always procrastinate because of XYZ. Maybe I'm procrastinating on this because of this. But if you're a procrastinator and need to put it aside, consider the consequences, although that doesn't tend to help with procrastinators. But find things you can do to unblock what's in your way. Another thing we might need to put aside poor eating habits. Now, poor eating habits can come in different ways for different people. Your poor eating habits are not mine, and mine aren't yours, and maybe you're a person who has no poor eating habits. But when it comes to food, one thing I like to think, and we'll come with this one again, is junk in, junk out. What are you putting in your body? If you are putting junk in your body, that's what your body's going to give you. So many health issues can be resolved by what we eat. We think of easily, oh, if somebody's diabetic, they eat too much sugar. If someone has high blood pressure, they eat too much salt. And we go to that as our go to. But if you have health concerns, there's so many things you can do. There's so many foods you might need to avoid with certain health issues, as well as so many foods you might do that produce healing in your body. So, yeah, put aside the poor eating habits. Even if you think you are doing well, can you do better? What can you do to eat better so that you're enhancing your body, you're making things better for yourself, um, and you're more healthy just because of what you put in your body. So put aside any poor eating habits you may have. Yeah, it may taste good to you, but it may not be good for you. The next put aside, number 3, put aside pain, painful or relationships or pessimistic people. Now, there are some people in your life and some relationships that are not positive. And there are some people that are just generally pessimistic people, and oh my gosh, after a while they weigh you down. But what about those painful relationships? By painful relationships, I mean there are people in your life, and it's not necessarily the dating, romantic relationships, just even friendships that could be toxic. Are there some friendships and relationships you have in your life that you know they're toxic? You know they are not beneficial to you? What do you do with them? What do you do with those friendships that are toxic? The ones that, this is not helping your life in any way, and you need to remove them. What do you do with them? How do you make them go away? I can't tell you blanketly, but I can because I don't know the situation. Everyone's different. I could help you walk through it if we knew the specifics, but I can tell you there are some of us who have relationships that are toxic that aren't helping us, and they're not good for the other person either. So get rid of them. Now, get rid of them doesn't mean it's like, bye, you just got to go. There are tactful ways to do it. There are things you can do. But rid yourself of or put aside those relationships that aren't building you up. What about just generally pessimistic people? I have an issue with being around people who are pessimistic too long. It drives me down. Um, you know, there was an old saying, what bad company corrupts good morals. So if you're around people that are always negative and they're negative to you, whatever they're doing. Do you need to put them aside? Do you find yourself when you're around the pessimistic, negative people that you assimilate to their way of thinking and you see the world in a more negative light? So stop and think, do I only see it negative when I'm around this person? If so, maybe that's something you put aside. Maybe you're not going to totally put aside and take that person out of your life, but take the negativity that they offer and move past it. Put aside pessimistic people. Put aside painful relationships. And when it comes to putting things aside, when it comes to people, it's different than if it's just you. Putting aside eating habits and procrastination, that's all about you. You only have to deal with yourself. But when you're putting aside other people in your life, that's a little hard. What if the pessimistic people are people that are near and dear to you? You don't necessarily want to cut them out of your life, but maybe you want to rearrange their space in your life when it comes to the negativity. So that's a harder one. You might need to get some help at, moving those negative people um, out of your life. If you're in a toxic, unhealthy relationship, you're not doing yourself or the other person any good. If it's a toxic relationship, it's toxic on both ends. One person's not toxic and the other's not. Some relationships we do end up needing to sever so we can both lead a more productive life. That's a harder one to do, but it can be a necessary one. Put aside passing on the physical, mental, uh, and spiritual well being. It is easy at any age to kind of forget our health. We can put health issues aside, whether it's physical health, mental health, or spiritual health. We put it aside for a while. But we need to put aside putting it aside. We need to put aside passing it over. So when I say put aside passing on the physical, mental, spiritual health, I mean that I've always talked about the link between mental and physical health, and there's studies that show it, and I say it simply this way. When you impact your physical health, it can impact your mental health and vice versa. And the example I give, if you have diabetes, there's studies after studies that show the link between being diabetic and being depressed. So if you're a person who has a physical illness of diabetes, you can have a mental problem in your area, in your mental wellness. They are linked, they go together. One way to think about it, diabetics often are in a place of deprivation. You want the sugar, but you can't have it because it's going to make you ill. And wanting something you can't have can cause you to feel some kind of way. And that some kind of way can lead to depression. Or you could be depressed because you are diabetic and you just don't want to have anything wrong with you. But there are some other things, but that's the simple light side of it, that they go together. So how does it spiritual? Because I say physical, mental, and spiritual. When you are sick and have a chronic illness, not everybody, but sometimes you can be in the place of, why me, Lord? Well, if this had to happen to me, God can't exist. Or you can be in a place, maybe it's not you, it's your loved one. Why is there cancer in the world? Why is there heart disease in the world? And I'm angry with God for allowing that to be in the world. So the issues with the physical can lead to issues with the spiritual, can lead to issues with the mental, and anyone at any given time. Depression can lead you not to want to tap into your own spirituality because you're too depressed to deal with whatever spirituality you may have. Because I can't think about it. I can't do it right now. I just can't do it right now. So they're also linked. So put aside passing on it. And by that I mean, so often we don't think about it. Or it's like, well, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I'm good. I'll give you a personal example. So I have an issue with my knee. And those who know me know, yeah, my right knee is not my friend many days. I did not begin to take care of it until it was a 12 on the 10-point scale. Where's your pain? 1 to 10. It was a 12. How often is it a 12? 24/7? Yeah, I didn't go and start to deal with it until it got to be that bad. And because it was to the point where, okay, walking was an issue. And I was able to take care of it, work on it, and, do some things. And now I'm like, oh, I can be more aggressive and get it down to a 0 or a 1. Um, and it's in the realm of possibility. I was putting aside taking care of the physical. And it did sort of impact the mental because I was like upset that I had this messed up knee. Oh, you're just old now and you're going to have to do this. No, if I took care of it, I wouldn't have to just deal with it. So when we pass on taking care of ourselves, it's not good. It's not necessary. Um, I understand not having insurance and not being able to. Been there, done that. But by the time I got ready to take care of it, I had insurance. I could take care of it. But I was so used to not being in that position that I just didn't do it. But there's so much we can do. Want to go back, pop back to putting aside our poor eating habits. The other benefit to having good eating habits is that I will reiterate it can take care of a lot of our physical ails. So put aside all that bad eating, and when you do that, you can won't have to pass on the physical as much because what you put in impacts what comes out. Um, Put aside negative financial habits. This isn't everybody. There are some people I know who are online shoppers and they shop online because it's fun. Now, here's the thing about online shopping. You don't even pull out your card to swipe it. You're not spending cash. You don't see it. You see what you want online and you get it. And there's not even any association with spending money. It's a click, click, click. It comes to your house. It makes it so easy to do that. And for some, it might not be in the healthy realm anymore because you're doing too much. You are all the time online buying stuff. Is that what's best for you? Is that what's best for your financial situation? Like, oh, I can afford it. Do you want to one day own a house? Do you want to do all these things? So the things you're doing now, the money you're spending now, could you maybe spend it a little more wisely? Some of us are in financial ruins, and some of us are in superior financial state. But most of us are somewhere in the middle. And if you want to enhance your financial state, maybe there are some things you need to put aside in your financial habits. I don't know what they are. I know I have some I've been thinking about putting aside and changing and putting aside what you're doing, planning for the future. The older you get, the more you understand the benefits of planning for the future. But yeah, I'm at a point of putting aside those things. It's time to plan for the future. The last thing on the put it aside list is put aside your stinking thinking. Now, what do I mean by that? It's back to the junk in, junk out. Um, there are some things, there are some negative messages we give ourselves. It could simply be the I can'ts or the negative what ifs. A lot of times I ask my clients when they're like, but if I do this, what if this happens? And what if this happens? And what if it doesn't? Just what if it doesn't? And let's discuss that. Oh, so put aside your stinking thinking. And this refers to your mind and body as well. What are we thinking about ourselves? What if you need to lose all this weight? Okay. Does that mean you're a horrible person? See, I need to lose a whole bunch of weight, but guess what? I'm still beautiful and lovable. And I'm not just saying it. I believe that, okay? Um, so I can say that, and it doesn't negate the fact, and I know I have to do some things, put aside some unhealthy habits so I can become a better me, but it doesn't mean that I have to think negatively about it. So part of putting aside your stinking thinking is cultivating a positive attitude whenever possible. There's a lot of negativity that some people really are experiencing, but is there something you can be positive about? Um, can you just hold on to one little grain of positivity in everything that's going bad? I have a friend who has cancer, and when you ask her how she's doing, she said, I'm doing. When I hear I'm doing, I know probably not doing as well as she wants to on that day. but not saying I feel horrible. And I'm not saying be honest, because there's sometimes you just need to be able to say, I feel like crap. Because that's where you are. But do you stay in that place or find the but? So when you're putting aside that stinking thinking, you're cultivating a positive attitude when possible. Tell yourself something good every day. It is not a magic pill by any means. However, you can play those negative tapes in your mind, hear the negativity going on and on and on, and no positivity. Wake up and tell yourself something positive. One of the things I do for clients and even for friends, I have a list of 31 affirmations. They're numbered 1 to 31. And whatever day of the of the month it is, you look at it and you read that number and you tell it to yourself out loud. You simply say, it might be, I am awesome. I will only have positive thoughts today. I will do XYZ. But tell yourself something positive every day. If you don't, who will? So, as I said, it's not a magic pill, but get in that mirror in the morning. I suggest you do it when you brush your teeth. Hopefully, you all brush your teeth at least once a day. And hopefully in the morning before you get out and see other people, even if you work at home. Just get up and brush your teeth. It's so healthy. So, I hope that's what you're doing. Um, so when you brush your teeth, it might be hello beautiful. It might be you're awesome today. Think about how many negative messages you might inadvertently give yourself during the day. And if you're able to tell yourself something possible to start your day, won't that have a positive impact? Just say something positive to yourself every day. Tell yourself something good. Today is going to be a good day. Me and God got this. Whatever your message is, every day, tell yourself something positive. Now, those were my list of things you might need to put aside. But what are some things you might need to pick up so you can be what you want to be in 2023? First thing I say is pick up your support system and pick it carefully. Everyone needs a village. We talk about the adage, it takes a village to raise a child. But I guess what? It takes a village to keep on living. We all need a village. Cultivate your village where you are. What do I mean by your village? Who's going to be there when you need help? Having moved to Arlington, I guess 6 years ago now. Wow. Going on, we've just started year 6. I left my village behind, moved here in the exact city of Arlington, knew one person who has since passed away, have other friends in the area. So I was like, I need to cultivate some people right here in Arlington. I have friends, for those of you not in the area, even in Fort Worth, in DeSoto, Lancaster, Duncanville, but right here in Arlington. Cultivate your village. Who can you call when you need something? Now, I do have my village close enough where I can say, I need XYZ. But cultivate a village. Cultivate your system of people you can call on when you need to just say, hey, I need. And being able to say, hey, I need is humbling for some people because we don't want to ask. I don't know. I'm good. I got it. The other day I was in a room with someone and I said, how you doing? I said, if you tell me fine, I'm going to call you a liar in the name of Jesus. And they just laughed because I could see it all over their face. And you don't have to be transparent with everybody, but if someone is allowing you, not even to wanting to know, but just be able to say, I need to pray. Need you to just pray right now because that's how I feel. I need you to just know I'm not good. So cultivate your village of people who you can actually say, it's not good. Or you can just talk to when you're not in that space. And can you, on the other hand, be that person for somebody else? Can you be the one that someone can call on? Don't be everyone's go-to person because that'll wear you out. Personal experience telling you that one. Don't be the go-to for in your village, the only go-to. But pick your support system carefully. Have 1 or 2 friends, and then your support system isn't all local. You can have those friends, people you've known for years, you can call I can pick up the phone and call people in Houston and other cities and say, hey, just need to talk. I'm having a moment. I need to talk. And you want to have those people. That's your village. Pick up a village if you don't have one. If you do, enhance it, hold on to it, acknowledge it, thank them for being on your village, but hold on to your village. The next one is pick your own brain. And let me tell you what I mean by that. You want to pick your emotional brain, your financial, and your business brain. We talked about putting aside the negative things with that. So, how do you pick your emotional brain? Maybe you need to do some journaling. And not everybody can journal. I get it. I'm not a journaler. But one of the things in working with clients and finding new things for clients, I found out about just doing a couple of years ago doing an audio journal. And in an audio journal, you're just talking into your phone, your computer. Back in the day, it would have been a tape recorder, but it could be your phone because most phones have a digital recorder on it. Most computers have a digital recorder on it. Your tablet. So, talking into your electronic device rather than writing it out. What is the benefit of journaling? One of the things, this is a term I use, doesn't sound good, but it's so accurate, is emotional throw up. Just getting it out of your system. When you can journal, whether it's audio or written, you're getting out a lot of what's in. And sometimes it needs to be out. Now, the benefit to a written journal, you can go back and read it again and you can say, oh, but you can also go back and listen to your audio journal again. So when you're picking your own brain, it allows you to sort it out. The written journal, you can see it and you can see this over here and this over here. Oh, and you can put it all together and sort it out. But even with an audio journal. So journaling can be very, very beneficial in allowing you to sort things out and allowing you to get things out. I've got all this stuff inside of me and it needs to come out. So journaling can be a good one for your emotion, picking your emotional brain. Picking your financial brain allows you to see, what is my relationship with money? We said earlier how you want to get rid of, put away some of the negative financial issues. When you do that, okay, now I put them away, but what do I want my relationship with money to be? What is it now? What does it need to become? Do I have a healthy relationship with money? What is my definition of a healthy relationship with money? Am I saving for the future or living in the present only? The other part of picking your brain, where am I employment-wise, business-wise? Do I need to pick up some new habits? Am I the entrepreneur who needs to grow my business? Am I working for someone else in the world of work and I hate my job and I'm too old to change? Ageism is real. I'll never get another job. Well, what do you need to do differently to manage that situation? So when you're picking your own brain, it means looking at where you are and where you want to be in 2023, who you want to be in 2023, and pick up new habits that will allow you to get where you want to be. The next one is really a extension of that one, is pick your environment, your physical as well as emotional environment. Now, when you're picking your environment, maybe you need to pick it up and put out some things. Declutter your life. Decluttering is not easy. You have this stuff and it's just stuff and maybe it needs to go. So I'll give you another personal example. My garage, when I moved into this house, it's now been, I think, going on year 3. I put stuff in the garage that I wanted to sort out before I brought it in the house because I wanted to keep the house as empty as possible, and minimalistic. Well, that stuff's still in the garage, a whole bunch of it. And I'll go and I was like, oh yeah, that's why that's here. I need that, and I need that. I do not need everything in the garage. So every so often I go and my goal was to throw a bag away at least every other week. Eliminate a box or a bag every other week. So my son, who is not, he is a minimalist, and oh, such a minimalist. Mom, you don't need that crated Christmas decorations because I didn't decorate last Christmas. That's a whole nother story. But I was like, no, I'm gonna keep those because you know I do decorate every year, son. Well, you didn't decorate last year, but I'm going to. So I said, okay, go and get rid of it. And we're putting stuff in the trunk to give to Goodwill. I thought I took it back out. Get ready to decorate this year. It's gone. Mm. I was like, really? Now I got to spend money. I wouldn't decorate, but I'm having company over and having a Christmas gathering. I cannot invite people to my house and not have Christmas decorations. So I went and bought new ones, but it let me know, you know what? I got rid of it and I replaced it, and I will have less than I did, and it's okay. So, I think I'm going to go out there and he wants to just go through everything, put it on the curb and say bye. I am going to look at it, but I'm going to let more go. Decluttering your physical space can help declutter your emotional space. I do know when I can empty that garage, I'm going to feel good driving in and it's empty. I'm not there. And it's not a whole lot in it because I have gotten rid of some stuff. But I want it empty. So declutter your physical space. You will have more space to do more things. Don't fill it up. But see how you might feel if you have a little too much in your house. Are you really using everything that's there? Do you really need everything? Do you need 10 boxes of whatever you bought on sale? Are there things you can give to people because they might use it and it's just sitting there collecting dust and cobwebs? Um, One of the things, a tip to making it easier to declutter one area at a time. By one area, I don't mean a big area. I can remember working with someone once and said their closet was out of order. It was horrible. I said, okay, you know what? Clean one corner of your closet at a time. I remember someone else, theirs was like, well, I can barely walk in. Okay, clean the floor. And as you clean it, it might mean, okay, I'm going to put shoes in this corner. I'm going to put clothes I got on the floor in this corner. I'm going to put such and such in this corner. And then you go back, okay, now I'm going to just deal with putting the shoes in order. That's all you do. Now, if you want to do more, but in one day you only do that, and you don't have to do it every day. If it took you a year to get your closet, we'll just say that, out of order, why does it have to be done in one day? It would be nice, but don't set yourself up for failure. Say, okay, I'm going to work in my closet 3 days this week. And maybe the goal in that 3 days isn't to get it totally clean, but it's to get a certain area clean. So when you're decluttering and picking your environment better for your emotional and physical space, do it in such a way that it's manageable. Because when we're picking up things, we need to pick up things that we can actually do and will do. Um, the next one is pick up your pace. Move, and move some more. I think I mentioned on here about the workshop I was part of, where the speaker, and he'll be on in January hopefully, was talking about for those who are diabetics, if you increase your movement to, you move 150 minutes in a week, you can decrease your A1C, and it doesn't have to be in 30-minute increments. It can be just increasing your movement, It could be in 15 minutes increments. Like if during the day you just stop and do some movement. I have started to do that. As a matter of fact, today I was going left to right. For those of you who know the Dallas area, I started in Arlington, went to DeSoto, came back to Arlington, then went to Irving and had to drive from Irving to Arlington in 5 o'clock traffic. And I don't do traffic. So I didn't have a chance to get any movement in, but it was right before the session. I went and hit the bike for 7 minutes. My goal is 5. And to do that 3 to 5 times a day. So if you do that, you're moving, you can begin to release endorphins in your brain, feel better about yourself, feel better about life because you're getting that positive positive chemicals going in your brain. Excuse me. So move, and move some more. As I said, the studies show that people who do that can reduce their A1C. So if it can help your diabetic situation, it can help others. I find that when I do it, I feel better during the day when I stop and I get up and move. Um, 3 or 4 times a day, when really 2 or 3 times a day even. I go for 5 to 10 minutes of just moving and then sit back down and work and get up in another couple hours and do it. I even sleep better at night, I think, because I'm just getting my body going. So pick up your pace. Ah, 2 more to go. Pick up something new. Enhance your brain. Learn something new. You are never too old to learn something new. My aunt, who died at 100, started making jewelry in her 90s. She had never done it before. She learned something new. If she can learn something new then, so it enhances your brain. Don't stop learning. Read. We have gotten away from reading. Okay, if you just don't want to read, get some audiobooks. But and it can be for fun. Even reading fiction is going to increase your brain because it's going to increase that creativity, which is my second part of picking something new. Learn something new. It can just be for fun or creative. I have started making, jewelry for the fun of it, making my own little watch bands for my Fitbit because I like it. It's fun for me. It's creative. So create something new. I paint. I have, I want to bring out that side of my brain and I'm doing it. So learn something new. It could be simple. Maybe you like to cook. Tell yourself once a month you're going to try a new recipe. So none of this has to be labor intensive. But pick up something new. Enhance your brain. Let your brain grow more and more. And my last one is pick your positive energy. I talked earlier about maybe you need to let go of negative people who are bringing you down. Well, the other side of that is pick your own positive energy, and that is self care. What are you doing to take care of you? What are you doing to ensure that you're feeling good? You're being positive. I said the show is going to be after next week. I'm taking the 2 week hiatus because that is just for me. The last year of the month from Christmas to December, I am taking off. I'm not going anywhere. Well, I'll be partially in Houston when I come back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm taking off. Might tackle the garage or might just chill, read a good book, or a little of both. But create some positive energy. Um, that goes back to being around positive people. I talked about ridding yourself of pessimistic people. So when you rid yourself of pessimistic people, fill it with positive people. Or you be the positive person that's there. Find that positive energy. Take care of you. You're the only you that you have. So take care of you. Whew, this was my quick dirty dozen things to do to help you get started in the new year. I wanted to do it now, not only because I'm not having a show, because I could have waited, until the beginning of 2023. Now let's start getting ready. So no, it's not about resolutions. It's about what you can do. So I'm just going to read them once. Put aside procrastination. Put aside poor eating habits. Put aside pessimistic people or painful relationships. Put aside passing on your physical, mental, and spiritual well being. Put aside negative financial habits and put aside stinking thinking. And we're going to pick up your port system carefully. Pick it carefully. If you don't have a good one, pick it carefully. If you have one, take care of it. Pick your own brain. Take care of your emotional, financial, and business mind. Pick your environment. Declutter physically and emotionally. Pick up your pace. Move, move, and move more. Pick something new. Enhance your brain and learn something new. And pick your positive energy by taking care of yourself. Ooh, that's a lot. I am going to post this. Um, I was running around today and then I finished it, and then I was like, oh, I need to change something on it. So I want to look at it again. So by tomorrow, I'm going to post this 12, this dirty dozen, 6 things to put away and 6 things to pick up. They'll be posted by tomorrow. As we end, I always want to have a call to action. And the call to action for you is whatever you need to pick up to make your life better, not just because it's a new year. Pick up those things. Whatever you need to put away, it's okay. Putting away some things will be difficult, but put them away. Number two, share this with someone and help them pick it up or put away what they need. Um, so that we're all can decide who we want to be in 2023 and we become that person. And lastly, and always, vote. You like it's not an election system. So it's not we're not in an election cycle right now. But be so I change it now to be politically aware. What do I mean? Elections come every couple of years. Every year there's some election going on. And that it can impact your life. Be politically aware and stay attuned to it. I am Bronwyn Lucas with Able Counseling and Consulting. I'm here to help you become a better you. If you are in need of a therapist, reach out. You can find my information on this page, but it's Bronwyn Lucas, Able Counseling and Consulting, 682 272 3949. Reach out. Now, I am not the only therapist in the world. I may not be the one for you, but I will help you find who you need. So reach out. Thank you, and I will see you next week for one more edition of Black Mental Health is Black Health for the year of 2022.